our killer whale family showing off their size, speed, power, and problem-solving abilities. These behaviors keep the whales both active and engaged. SeaWorld's killer whales have inspired generations to care about our natural world, and we're excited to share their stories with all of you today.
Killer whales are the ocean's top predator. They use cooperation and communication, not just size and strength, to take their place at the top of the ocean's food web. At the bottom are small animals, like krill. At the top, the apex predator, the killer whale. Killer whales are as big as a bus, faster than an Olympic swimmer, high-flying and powerful.
We're going to see all of that today and more. These and other behaviors provide an environment full of enrichment.
We spend days, weeks, months, and years building relationships with our whales. This creates trust, and that allows us to do some amazing things. For example, when you visit the doctor, you present your arm to draw blood, or step on the scale to see how much you weigh. It's much the same with our whales.
Throughout today's experience, you will see the killer whales moving together in unison. These synchronized behaviors help strengthen social bonds and allow them to problem solve as a group. This is just another reason why they are known as the ocean's top predator. Their scientific name is Orcinus orca. Their common name is the killer whale, and our 5 whales have their own personal names. Our 2 males are Tuar and Kyuquot, and joining us out front are our 3 females, Takara, Sakari, and Kamea. Kamea is our youngest whale at just 9 years old. Her mother Takara is our oldest whale at 31 years old. Takara is also the matriarch of our pod, which means she's the leader. These whales trust us and take an active role in their own health and well-being. Through the use of positive reinforcement training techniques, we are able to teach them husbandry or healthcare behaviors. Trainers Meilin, Dani, and are going to join us on the slide outs to demonstrate some of those behaviors for us right now.
Thanks, Julie. Hi, everyone. I'm over here on this side of the pool interacting with sisters Sakari and Kamea. And myself and Amy in a moment are going to be demonstrating one of the very first husbandry behaviors that we teach the whales. It's called a fluke present. Now, not only do these fluke presents allow us to get a great look at the entire underside of the killer whale's body, but it also gives us close access to the easy-to-see shallow veins that run on the underside of their tail flukes. Our veterinarians can collect a blood sample from these veins at least once a month, and the whales are conditioned to remain calm throughout the entire procedure. Now, during today's presentation, you might notice us giving the whales back rubs, belly rubs, or even tail rubs. Killer whales have very sensitive skin, and this is just one of the ways that we can strengthen our relationships with them.
That's right, Dani. On the other side, we have Takara, the oldest member of our killer whale pod, who's going to demonstrate another important diagnostic that we do here at SeaWorld. At least once a week, we will ask our killer whales to slide their entire bodies up on a whale-sized scale in one of our adjacent back pools that Takara is going to show us in just a moment. Now, as you can see, a portion of Takara's body is still in the water, from that dorsal fin up top all the way down to her tail flukes. This is known as the peduncle and contains very large, very powerful muscles that can weigh several hundred pounds. So in this position, we would not get an accurate weight. But that's okay, because the trainers have trained the whales to lift their heads and tails up. And in this position, we know that as of Tuesday, Takara is weighing in at 4,730 pounds. It is important to weigh all of our whales, like our younger whales like Sakari and Kamea, to make sure that they are growing at an appropriate rate. It's also just as important to weigh our older whales to make sure that they are maintaining a healthy weight. All of these husbandry procedures keep the whales healthy and thriving.
And the care isn't just physical. Mental stimulation and play are vital, and we surprise and engage with our whales at every opportunity. Play is how killer whales teach their young to hunt, and for the adults, play is important too. It seems that they just enjoy having fun. Making time for play is an important part of life for killer whales, and for us.
Hi everyone, we've moved down here to the glass and joining us is Iker. Now Iker, do you know that killer whales learn through observational learning or mimicry? So they'll learn necessary life skills by watching their moms and other whales and copying some of the skills that they see. Now here at SeaWorld, they can even learn by copying some of our movements. It's kind of like follow the leader. So today you're gonna play follow the leader with Kamea and Sakari. Now Iker, the first thing I want you to do is take that left arm, put it all the way up in the air, put it up nice and high and give them a big wave. Look at that, they're paying very close attention to you. Killer whales are very curious animals, and we often see them spy hopping or even jumping completely out of the water to get a better view of their surroundings. Now with your help, Iker, we're gonna ask them to demonstrate that with a behavior called a sighting valve. So this time, we're gonna point at them with that same arm. Give us just 1 second. There you go, point at them and then throw your finger across your body. Nicely done. Now they saw that and they are diving down to the bottom of their habitat at 40 feet deep before jumping out right in the center of the pool.
Whoa, great job, Kamea and Sakari. Killer whales can actually communicate in a variety of different ways. One of those ways is through a vocalization, and they do this by manipulating the blowhole on top of their head. And with the help of our lovely volunteer on the right with Laura, we're going to demonstrate one of those vocals. So, you're going to give Takara that first hand signal. Beautiful vocal, Takara. Now, another way killer whales can communicate is actually slapping different parts of their bodies on top of the water, like their pecs, their tails, or even their entire body. Now that is known as a breach, and that can be heard for miles around. So our volunteer just gave Takara that signal to demonstrate what a breach would look like. Now, sound travels 4.5 times faster in the water through air, so you can only imagine all the animals that would hear what Takara when she hits the water. We are so sorry. None of us here had any idea that was going to happen. But hey, thanks for being such a good sport, and you're going to get a free SeaWorld towel. We had some pretty amazing volunteers, didn't we, ladies and gentlemen? As you can see, killer whales can communicate by leaping out of the water and making a huge splash. SeaWorld's research and observations of the killer whales in our care has shed light on many mysteries about these amazing animals. For example, we know that the gestation period for a pregnant killer whale is 17 months. That information is impossible to obtain from the wild. However, some research can only be gained through field observation. This is why SeaWorld works closely with our partners, like the Norwegian Orca survey, to help further our knowledge. Killer whales are remarkable, powerful animals, and perhaps the best expression of that power is when they hunt.
Killer whales stand apart. They have no natural predators, and just about any other ocean animal could be their dinner. Depending on where they live and their chosen prey, they've developed some epic hunting techniques. Off the coast of South America, killer whales will beach themselves, riding in on waves just long enough to catch prey. They'll also create waves that knock animals like penguins or seals from icebergs. Most importantly, they cooperate, communicate, and coordinate as a team. Here's footage of killer whales corralling a school of herring. A whale dips in and feeds, while the other whales keep the fish together with swipes of their tail fins.
In the ocean, killer whales will create waves to hunt, use fluke slams to stun their prey, and they can even beach themselves up and out of the water. For our whales, it's just a fun demonstration, but for you, it's time to get wet. They can eat several hundred pounds of food a day. Depending on where they live and what time of year it is, their prey can vary. Unfortunately, things like overfishing and pollution pose a serious threat to many populations of killer whales.
Killer whales are impressive animals, and it's pretty obvious why they're the top predator in the ocean. That means killer whales are invincible, right?
Killer whales depend on a plentiful food source and a clean environment. They're completely dominant, yet completely dependent.
When it comes down to it, killer whales are not the most powerful animal in the ocean.
Their future depends on you.
Through your actions.
Through the choices we all make.
We hold the future of killer whales and the oceans in our hands.
Killer whales continue to surprise and amaze us. They're the perfect ambassadors of the ocean, limitless, connected, powerful,
but still vulnerable.
The challenges that we face can seem insurmountable.
Don't give up. Be inspired. We can make a difference. The ocean needs our help, and that seems overwhelming, but together we can make it happen.
There's so much to learn.
So much to protect. So much to explore. The killer whale story is still being written, and there are simple things we all can do to make a difference. All it takes is one choice.
One positive act. One ripple that can grow and grow.
And change the world.
Together, we've got this.